Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, as you guys will know from the title, I am making a review of this Weston Whistle from Weston Whistles. It's actually my first official wooden whistle. I do have a few bamboo flutes, and I also have Native American flutes, but I don't actually have a wooden whistle per se. So this is my very first wooden whistle. It's made from English Elm and it's in the key of D. It was handcrafted especially for me. Not that I'm special, but that's how it works at Weston Whistles. You ask for what you want, or you look on the website and see what's available, and he makes them per your requests. So yeah, it's got some date information on the back along with the Weston Whistles logo that you can see there, and some information on the number of whistles. So it comes with a little sheet that tells you all the care instructions. Obviously, being a wooden whistle, it does require a few additional care routines in comparison to other whistles. Wooden whistles are a little bit more difficult to keep sounding their best because they do require a few things. Firstly, this whistle is made from a natural material and will show differences in grain patterns and colouring. It will over time mature and the colour may change, something to keep in mind. Always allow your whistle to acclimatise to the environment before playing. Always allow your whistle to dry before putting it away. At the end of every session and periodically during, swab out the bore of the instrument using a soft cotton mop. Never use abrasive or other sharp objects to clean or otherwise probe into your instrument. After a period of use, it's likely that the windway will become clogged. This narrow space is carefully designed to maximise airflow over the blade. Obstruction to this will affect the playability of the whistle. It should be cleaned using a pipe cleaner or similar soft object like a piece of card cut to the correct dimensions. Do not be tempted to use sandpaper. The main difference between wooden whistles and all other whistles is that wooden whistles need to be periodically oiled using a food-safe oil. Bore oils can be obtained from music shops, and this is designed specifically for woodwind instruments. And then to clean the outside, some wire wool and a light coat of linseed oil. I don't have any of those things. Now, one thing that I do love is that it does say at the bottom here, if in the unlikely event that your whistle becomes damaged or needs retuning, Weston Whistles offer a free lifetime return. Send the whistle back and we will refurbish and, if possible, repair. We can offer no guarantee on repairs following damage, obviously, especially if it's been used to attack a banjo player. So that is the overall care instructions and advice, tips and not guarantees, but a little bit of peace of mind from Weston Whistles. All of that I love. Now to the whistle itself. Now, as mentioned, this whistle is made from English Elm. You can see it's a beautiful light colour, and you can see the wood grain effect and the pattern in the actual wood. At the bottom, we do have this nice lighter little ring, and you can see the finger holes here are not generally oversized or overspaced. This is a high D whistle, so generally they're going to be achievable for any whistle player. As we go up, as mentioned previously, there are details here of the whistle maker, the whistle number, and the date. At the front, you can see the blade. Again, we have a nice lighter coloured section here, dividing, and we have a wooden fipple and a shaped overall wooden mouthpiece. Now, Weston Whistles do offer a sort of mixed metallic and wooden mouthpiece, but I wanted the most genuine wooden sound I could get, so I went for the wooden mouthpiece. Let's see how it plays. Not the easiest whistle I own to get right the way to the top. You do need quite a lot of back pressure to be able to get those high notes out cleanly. As for the low notes, it's a little quiet on the low D, but you can push it so that you can get a little bit more volume in that D as well. So for example, for the low D, you've got a fair bit of range on that bottom note. Which is pretty impressive. As you can hear, this whistle performs pretty well when it comes to ornaments and half holes. There's no real problems getting the half hole notes here, and definitely no problems with slides. Obviously you can play ornaments on pretty much every whistle, but some whistles do have a little bit more friction over the holes, which can make it difficult to play certain ornaments smoothly or efficiently. This whistle, although it does have a little bit of friction, really doesn't stop you from playing anything in particular. In general, it's not overly heavy. It's actually a lot lighter than I was expecting. Definitely lighter than some of the metal whistles I own. The bore itself is straight, and as you can see is quite thick, so you do get quite a good range of volume on this whistle. The high notes in particular are very, very loud, so I could imagine this would be quite useful for playing alongside other instruments because you can get a fair bit of volume on the high notes. You might lose a little bit of volume on the lower notes. So that is how it sounds raw. That is also how it sounds with a little bit of smoothing and a little bit of echo. And yeah, as you can see, it's a very high performing whistle. As far as wooden whistles goes, Weston whistles are the cheapest that I've come across that offer this kind of quality. So this I think was around £85 in the end with postage, whereas other wooden whistles I've seen tend to be more around the £250 mark. So yeah, definitely a good value wooden whistle if you're looking for a wooden whistle to get started on. Very different to playing other metal instruments. I find that it doesn't actually clog in the same way that metal whistles do and whistles with plastic mouthpieces. The wood actually tends to soften a little and moisten as you play, so sort of halfway through your general playing session it sounds a lot more beautiful than when you first start playing, and then a little bit after that would be when you would need to clean it out, but you don't tend to get the rattle as much as you do sometimes with especially whistles with metal mouthpieces and metal fipples as well. As for the mouthpiece and comfort in the mouth, it is a slightly larger shape than some of my other whistles, a little bit fatter here at the front. So it does take a little bit of getting used to. Again, this obviously will have something to do with the sound the whistle makes in general, so it is a sort of styling choice made by Weston whistles. But it just means that you need to position your mouth in a different way to you might on, for example, a metal whistle that would have sort of a more square top. But yeah, in general, pretty comfortable in the mouth. It might just take a little bit of getting used to. let's do some pros and cons. So I actually waited 2 weeks from when this arrived in the mail before I played it. So I don't know if it was because I built myself up, but when I played it, it really wasn't the sound I was expecting. I was expecting something more along the lines of a Clark original kind of sound, because that's one of the whistles that I have that has a wooden fipple, the wooden block, and I was expecting this to kind of have a similar soft, warm sound, and it really doesn't. It's actually quite a punchy, full-on sharp sound, and I mean, a lot of woodwind instruments do have that sort of power behind them, and I really wasn't expecting that. Again, obviously, as I've said, good range of volume. As long as you do have the ability to push that pressure, then you can hit the high notes pretty easily. It just does require a little bit more push. The one thing I will say is that it's not my favourite whistle, and the reason being is because I like to play quietly and not disturb people around me. I don't play out in session, I don't play with groups, I don't play anywhere other than in my house, so having a loud whistle, and a whistle that really increases in volume the more you play up the octave, really isn't suitable for the environment that I play in and the style that I play. But if you are one of those people who really loves to make a noise on your instruments, and you really love to just let loose and play with all the breath you have, and you kind of want to make a statement, then this is definitely a good whistle for you. So that is it for this whistle. If you are interested in trying a wooden whistle, you have the ability and time and desire to care for a good quality wooden whistle, then I can definitely recommend giving these a try. I will link Weston Whistles in the description below this video so you guys can check them out and get in touch with Simon. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't, and hit that bell so you get notifications every time I post. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions for more tunes or more videos you'd like to see, let me know. Don't forget to check me out on Ko-fi and Patreon if you haven't. All your support here helps me to purchase new whistles to show you guys on the channel. Just keep making new tunes and having that extra time to spare just so I can keep this channel full of content. So thank you so much to all of those people that already support me and have supported me for a long time. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy whistling, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.